The wise old owl says we all need guidance in our life. So remember, get guided with Guide Us TV.
Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
And we are now live, coming to you from our studios in Southern California. It's Talk About It, where you call in, you talk about whatever you want to talk about tonight. If it's about Islam, even better. We really prefer that. But if you have something on your mind, give us a call, talk about it. Our number is 1-800-971-4383. 1-800-971-4383. And we're going to be going live with you and Sheikh Yusuf Estes in just a moment. We're just running a little bit behind, but we always have these educational hurdles that we have to get over with every show. So nothing out of the ordinary with that. We're going to have a very interesting show tonight. Lots to talk about. And also with us tonight, we have our brother Habib, who is coming with us from New Brunswick, Canada, also known as James. Salam alaikum, James.
Alaikum assalam. It's been a nice day today. It's oddly enough, we have days that are warm and the nights are getting much chillier. So we're enjoying this.
That's wonderful. We were actually quite warm today. We were at 91 degrees. And I think we can now check in with the Sheikh and see how things are going in sunny California. How you doing, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, huwa alladhi ja'alna muslimin, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasul al-Kareem wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasul. All things are working for good for those who love the Lord. And I would like to start out by quoting something from the Bible, because Muslims believe in the original Bible. And maybe the original said something like this, translated to English, that all things work for good for those who love the Lord. And definitely we love our Lord, and the only one to save us from despicable ends is the one and only creator and sustainer of the universe. And obviously we worship him and him alone. And for that, we get right into our program tonight. So, as Sister had already mentioned to you, you can call in and be a part of this. You can be an integral part of what we're doing tonight by just picking up the phone, calling 1-800-971-4383, and then tell us what you want to talk about, because that's why we're here. And then, in lieu of you calling in, we can start a conversation about this ourselves. And tonight I'm going to turn it over to James to think about what he most wants to talk about, any subject that he'd like to discuss. But James, it's going to be up to you tonight. So bring it on, buddy.
There was something I suggested to Sister Kim. And the way I phrased it is, not all my friends are Muslim, and not all Muslims are my friend.
Oh, all right. Now, that very much sounds interesting to me, and I'm going to ask Sister Kim for her input on that one. Sister, what do you think about that subject?
Well, I think it's a great subject to discuss, where my interactions with Muslims has been limited primarily to social media. I've made some absolutely wonderful friends that I have never met all over the world. And I have met Muslims of every shape, size, stripe, you name it. Some of them are very, very strict Muslims. Some of them are very laid back.
And that's a nice way to say it.
And I've had some interactions with some that are not very pleasant, where they've people that I don't even know who have seen me post on a social group, and they'll come into my messages and start berating me for something that they saw on my profile that very well was probably posted before I became a Muslim. And like that happened one time from someone who left me a huge message about using foul language.
Okay.
And I looked back, and I had to go back 7 years to find the message that they were talking about. And I became a Muslim 5 years ago. And since I became a Muslim, since I've become a Muslim, I've tried very hard to watch my language. Coming from the Boston area originally, we kind of have rough language on occasion, especially if we get upset. But I've been trying very hard to watch my tongue. And so, the person that did this, I did not get any impression that they were trying to educate me or anything like that. Their message to me was just spiteful and hateful. And they were saying that I wasn't a Muslim, and they were saying that I was going to go into the hellfire. And, and so I think that James's topic is very relevant.
I think so too. I very much appreciate what his implication is there, and I think that I too have found that some of the Muslims are the best of friends to me, but I have also had some very good friends that were not Muslims, and occasionally I've met both non-Muslims and Muslims that seem to take a whole different attitude toward me and toward Islam, the way that they understood it. So And when a Muslim misunderstands Islam, it's maybe as bad or even worse than a non-Muslim who misunderstands Islam. But to get right into it, I think we should bring Habib into this. James, Habib, whatever you like to be called, what is your take?
Well, for me, in regards to non-Muslims, I've actually had two friends that decided not to be friends with me anymore because I converted to Islam. One of them, his take on this is because I don't believe in Jesus. And as I explained to another friend of mine, I believe in Jesus, but not in the same way. There was a friend, he's a Coptic Christian, and he told me I was broken because I converted to Islam. And he couldn't trust me anymore.
You said broken?
Broken. That's the word he used. I can understand being broken before I converted to Islam and being fixed after my conversion, but I don't know.
Broken. Check your warranty and see what you can get. If something, I don't know what does broken mean. I don't get that. Anyway.
Well, I think he meant that there's something wrong with me because I converted to Islam.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah.
All right, sister, your input on that one.
I also lost several friends when I reverted, but I have to say that as a general rule, I am not very disappointed in that loss. You know, for everything Allah takes away, He gives us something better. And these people that decided to leave my life, in looking back at them, they tended to be of the type that were more judgmental and very insular in their beliefs, and very much just wanted to be with people like themselves. And while I regret not having the chance to educate them, at the same time, it's like, well, they have to walk their own path, and if they ever decide that they want to ask questions, they know where to find me. And
well, you're not hiding, right?
I'm sorry?
I said you're not hiding, right?
Oh, no, I'm definitely not hiding.
All right. Well, maybe it sounds like in some of the cases that the people did you a favor by leaving you alone. So, okay, you do me a favor and take a hike. I don't know. Anyway, so one of the things that I found out when I came into Islam is that there are people, especially my relatives. And now, let me give you a little setup or a little backstory there. I had been in business and made a tremendous amount of money. And really, I thought I was being very generous, but compared to Islam, I was being stingy, okay? Maybe for the American way of thinking, oh, you know, you're giving little pennies out here and there and so on. But then after all of that, I wound up going through a process in my life where I really wanted to change and become a good person. But I really didn't know what was the direction I needed to take. And I jumped right back on Christianity real heavy and started preaching the word and going into the Bible and getting people involved. And I didn't go back to the music industry but for a different reason. But I really was pushing people hard. And I was using music, but although I wasn't back in the retail, you know. And all of a sudden, when I found this opportunity to get this Egyptian Muslim, I said, man, if I get this guy over to Christianity, this is going to be a feather in my cap. I'm going to get this guy, yes. And right away, I wanted to meet this guy. And well, first, I didn't want to meet him, come to think about it. And I told my dad, I don't want to meet this guy. But then my father said, you're going to meet him. And I thought, okay, no, I'm going to meet him on a Sunday. These are evil people, you know, and I'm going to meet him on a Sunday, the Lord's Day, and I'll see this guy and I'll give him the word. I'm going to have my cross with me. I'm going to have my hat that said Jesus is Lord, and I'll have my Bible with me and come to him right after church services. Won't even eat. I'll be fasting for an hour. Anyway, so when I met him, I was surprised that he was just didn't look like I imagined a Muslim would look, you know, with a big turban on and a cloak and all of that and a huge beard. This man didn't even have a beard. He didn't even have any hair on his head. He was bald-headed. So I immediately said, well, I like this guy, you know, and he had a good, nice, warm handshake. And I said, well, man, I can convert this guy. And so I opened my Bible. I'm trying to tell him about this and that and ask him questions. And I decided I'm going to convert this guy. 3 months I spent working alongside this man and even brought him into our home and so on, and really found that this was my best friend that I had ever had in my life. And I was thinking, if we could get this guy to Christianity, we'd have a living, walking saint right amongst us, because this man is upholding all of the things of the Bible and he doesn't even know it. Little did I know. Anyway, I want to come back to what you guys are talking about what about some of the people that really rejected you? Like, and I'll tell you later about how my family rejected it. But this is your subject, Habib, so we're going to kick it back to you.
Well, one of the things that I look at, well, with my family, there wasn't so much of a rejection as one of my sisters not wanting to give up pork. And that's the reason why she didn't want to convert to Islam. And well, the rest of them, I really don't know what they think, other than that, oh, you know, James is just going through another phase. But I do know of some brothers in the Fredericton area, and I won't say any names, I'll just say brother. One of them, for some reason, will start a discussion with me just to cause me to be angry. And then he laughs about it. And I don't understand the logic of this. So my approach to him has been, you haven't been ignored until you've been ignored by a cat. So I just basically ignore him. If he says salam to me, I will obviously say salam alaikum back to him. But other than that, that's all I will say.
What was that expression you used about a cat?
You haven't been ignored until you've been ignored by a cat.
I know a lot of cats that ignore you all the time. You talk to a cat and he just looks away like, who cares? Is that what you meant?
That's exactly what I meant.
Oh, yeah, you don't know it being ignored until you've been ignored by a cat.
I thought you would like that. And it's almost funny because I was talking to a new brother that came into Fredericton, and I was telling him this story as I'm ignoring the other brother, and I'm going, yes, I'm ignoring him.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Well, maybe I shouldn't laugh so hard about being ignored, because people have ignored me as well. And I was talking about my relatives, and one of my sisters was open enough to be decent to me, you know. And another one, well, I talked to my mom one day, the only day that I got to see her after coming to Islam. And I picked her up and I was going to take her from my sister's house south of Houston over to her place where she was staying. And then on the way, it rained so hard we couldn't even see the road. We had to pull over for a bit. And I was talking to her about Paul in the Bible and how that his message was so much different than Jesus' message. And she listened carefully to everything I said. And then she said, well, she had no problem to join me in Islam, and she was all for it. And I thought, wow. And the next day, I get a phone call from her, and she said, don't ever talk to me about religion again, and hung up. And meantime, she had been talking with my other sister, who told her, you're an old lady, don't change your religion now, you don't listen to him, he's going through a phase. And that's where that. And I never was able to talk to my mother much about religion. And further, I was able to, you know, speak to her on the term of talking about God is one, etc. And she accepted that, but she'd come back to Jesus is a form of God, the Son, and so on. And anyway, yeah, so the rejection that my sister's daughter, I visited their home. She was married and had children. Now those children have grown up and they have their own children and they're grown up now. So this gives you an idea, 30 years passage, you know, since that time. But at that time, the husband of my sister's daughter, my niece, actually threw me out of his house, because I had left a Quran there for them to read, and he said, take the book with you. And they didn't want to read it, they didn't want to know anything about it, this is a work of the devil, etc., that kind of thing. So anyway, sister, what do you got for that?
Well, I went through not quite as harsh a rejection by my family. Probably the most interesting reaction was my mother. Now, my family has never been religious. You know, my parents never went to church. My sister never went to church, except when we were very, very little and my grandparents would take us. And so I've always been the spiritual one of the family. And when I converted to Islam, my mother was very concerned because she thought that I was joining Islam like I was joining a cult. Okay. And it was just a matter of coincidence that I took my Shahada with you in November, and then at the end of December, I went with you to Texas, where we traveled for a little bit. And so she thought that I was latching on to you like a guru, and that I was going to just disappear from the world and join this Islamic cult, and nobody was ever going to see me again. And, you know, I called her several times from Texas, and we've got an understanding that we don't talk about religion. And, you know, once she realized, you know, hey, my daughter can still hold a normal conversation, and we can still talk about recipes, and we can talk about the pets, and we can talk about what's going on in the family and everything like that. She's like, oh, whew, she hasn't gone off the deep end. Now, my father is very, very right-wing political and has a very negative view of Muslims. And he didn't talk to me for 2 years. And finally, he came around and he called me. And he said, I don't want to talk about religion. And I said, that's fair. I don't want to talk about politics. And he said, that's fair. And so we've just got this understanding that we don't talk about either one when we talk. And, again, they know that they can always come to me. They can go to my Facebook page. They can, they've got several routes through me to learn about Islam should they ever choose to. But, at this point, I'm just happy that I'm able to fulfill Allah's word of honoring my parents. It's very difficult to honor your parents when they don't talk to you.
That's very true, yeah.
I'm happy that, I still have communication with them. They're both about 3,000 miles away, so it's just over the phone. But at least I'm still in contact with them, and so that's all I can ask for at this time.
Well, that's enough. I think that whenever any relative is still in communication with you, that door is still open, that you can maybe get a message out to them in a way that maybe they'll accept it. I don't know. What is your take on that, James?
Oh, that is a little more difficult for me because with me, the one sister that I was in contact with mostly passed away. So right now I still have 3 sisters and 2 brothers living, and I'm really not in contact with any of them. And this goes back well before I converted to Islam. I never really had anything in common with the majority of my family. So this is why I don't speak with them. From time to time, there's one niece that I still speak with, Joanne. But other than that, there's not a lot of people in my family I speak with.
Oh, okay. Well, this topic, I think this is a great chance for people to call in. If you'd like to call in right now, 1-800-971-4383. Before we take the break, sister, anything to add to this?
Yeah, that's one thing I would love to hear is from other people that would either converted or moved to the United States as born Muslims and had to negotiate in a non-Muslim environment, how they were treated and, what challenges they faced and how they dealt with it. Because knowing how to deal with it is one of the big things. We got a call.
Yeah, we do have a call here. Let's have a caller. We'll take this call right now. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. My name's Kendra, and I have a situation I might need advice on. Talking about family and
okay.
About what Miss Kim said. Is that her name, Miss Kim?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
About what she said about honoring your parents still. See, I live in a small town where everyone's Islamic phobic, and I can't even wear my headscarf without being attacked.
Oh,
and
no.
My parents are the same way. Yeah, and my family's all the same way. They think, Islam is the devil, and my husband's brainwashing me because my husband is the Muslim that, I converted for. And, they think he's brainwashing me. So we was going to move to his country.
Well, whenever somebody says brainwash, I always look at them like, a washed brain is better than a dirty one, right?
Hey, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I never thought about that.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to take another phone call. We'll come right back to you right after the break. So stay tuned. All right. Oops, I accidentally hung up. Sister Kendra, I think that was your name. I don't know. But we'll be right back right after the break. I have to take this break right now. And everybody stay tuned. Stay guided with
Guide Us TV.
Ah, yeah. And that's right. We're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of fact, here in Aqaba. The new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal.
When the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that, inshallah ta'ala, we'll all be able to benefit from.
Guide Us TV is free. No ads, no spam, no big business. Just free.
Log in now and make your contribution today to support your favorite project at Donate to
All right, we are back. I'm sorry about not paying attention there with that break. Anyway, so anybody who was calling, you can call in again. Yeah, please call us. Some of the folks are texting me on the phone from other programs, and they didn't realize we're live on the air right now, and I'm asking them to call us as well. Yeah, here we go. Let's take another one. Assalamu alaikum. Whoops. Nah, we lost another call. And this is cute. Somebody sent something. Let me see if I can blow it up to... There we go. That's cute, huh? MashaAllah. That's really cute. Anyway.
I gotta wait for it to show up on the TV broadcast. It doesn't show up on Zoom because it reflects the green screen. Oh, it's me!
Yeah, I'm just telling everybody that I have a long list of folks that are our Dawah partners, and maybe we should talk about that for a second, because if you're a Dawah partner, then you're hooked in with us, and we get to talk to you direct through text messaging and WhatsApp and so on. So this is really a great chance for all of us to work together. So if you'd like to join us on dawahpartners.com. dawahpartners.com. Join us and be a part of getting the rewards for making dua, sharing this message, and supporting the efforts that we're doing for whatever you can do every month. This is a really good idea. And I think Sister Kim can tell you a little bit about that too. Sister Kim?
Yes, sure thing. Just wanted to say first, Sister Kendra, please call us back if you didn't hear us before we went to the break. We're very interested in talking about what you were calling in about. But as for Dawah Partners, it's a wonderful opportunity to really become a part of a larger cause. We've worked so hard with Guide Us TV to spread the word of Islam, and also to, enforce the Sunnah and the Quran within Muslims themselves, by providing the best knowledge that we possibly can, Allahu Alam, and allowing people to, at any time of the day, tune in. You can turn on Guide Us TV, and there is always a beautiful message on the screen, and you can learn Arabic. There's children's programming, there's lectures, some of your favorite speakers are on there, and it goes beyond just the TV. We also have a freequran.com where we send out free Qurans to anybody that needs one. If you have somebody that wants to learn more about Islam, we'll send them a free Quran and they can read it for themselves. And it's in simple English You know, they don't have to worry about the these and the thous and Arabic or anything like that. Simple English, easy to read. And also what are we at now? 4,400 websites?
That's a good question. I know that we have 4,447, I think, that last count, but I haven't counted them today. We add a number of websites every month. And the reason for this is we get a chance to take some of these away from the people that are insulting Islam and so on, and others who will misuse those websites. And we want to hold these for Muslims in the future. And Dawah Partners, that's our next big effort. Right after the first of the year, we're going to be talking with the Dawah Partners. I'm giving you something that they don't even know yet, all right? So this is a reveal here tonight. We are going to be offering some of these websites to certain Dawah partners so that they can also get the rewards of the Dawah. You get it 24 hours a day while you're asleep, while you're doing your work, whatever. The website is there doing the work for you. And it's linked up and supported by our other websites. So it's really not like you're all on your own and you're trying to build it up from scratch. You start out with hundreds of hits right away. Normally people wait, build a website, and then they wait for months even to get a few, like 20 hits in a month. But we start out right away because we link it all together. And some of these are already parked on top of other active websites, so you'll get that benefit as well. But anyway, we'll talk more about that after the first of the year. I want to come back to our special guest tonight from Canada. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. Habib, how's everything going?
Yes, the other thing, I also became a Dawah partner, and one of the things that I tell people about, when you become a Dawah partner, you don't have to give a great amount of money. It can be a small amount, but just do it regular, do it every month, and you'd be surprised if everybody does this. It makes a big difference overall, but still the reward back from this is much, much greater.
Yeah, and there are certain gifts that come along the way, exclusive early access, and a very valuable thing coming to you from Allah. And then here is how you can connect up with us. We are the first Islamic channel in the United States, and we're doing active Dawah 24 days, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And there are millions of people that we reach worldwide. And I would like to emphasize that too. We've been doing Dawah over 30 years, and we have over 4,400. This says 4,200, as you can see. But now, since we put this up, we've added another 240 or 250 more. And then 120 of these are leading Islamic websites. So there's a difference between a domain, by the way, and an Islamic website, but we'll talk about that more after the first of the year. Go ahead if you would like to, Habib.
The other thing I point out too, because I hear a lot about new converts to Islam. So one of the things I point out, there's a website that can help and support you, and that is New Muslims Academy. And there is a lot of good information that can help new converts to Islam to better understand their new faith. And by going to this website, because a lot of times where they're living, there's nobody to teach. And with this website, because of the scholars, because of the teachers that are there, you get a lot of good, proper information. So I would encourage people to check out this website as well.
Yeah, let me put it up there so that they can see it. Yeah, this it's your day after Shahada people that are championing the new Muslim education. They really would like to learn more and more and more. So this is a one-stop resource center for the new Muslim classes online, and it features number one. I think that the real big thing here is the video classes and webinars. These are really something for us to pay attention to. A personal members portal and the live interaction. And the best part about it, well, it's free. You don't have to pay any money for it. And we don't want any money for this. We don't want to charge anybody to learn about Islam. We give out free Qurans. We give out free information. The only thing that we have that has a little bit of money attached to it, and it's nothing compared to, and it's basically for the streaming thing on Vimeo. But there is a small charge, like under $10, to get you started with the Arabic language. And it teaches you, from videos, teaches you all of the letters in one day. All of the letters in one day, how they work, how they interact, how to pronounce them, how to draw them, how it is from the right to the left instead of left to right. And whenever you're through with this, you'll be able to pronounce and read. You not understand. I'm not telling you you're going to learn all of the words, but you'll be able to read and pronounce the things out of the Quran like a lot of the reciters do. Because over 90% of all of the people memorizing the Quran on the planet are not Arabs. So it's important for them to be able to have a system that they can look at and read and get the essence, if not the exact understanding, but at least the essence of what they're saying. So all of that's available online from our websites. And Sister Kim, I want to come back to you now on that. And have you ever used any of our websites?
Oh, yes. I use your websites all the time. I, many years ago, signed up for the Arabic website. Thought it was wonderful. It's very entertaining as well as educational. Very simple English, very easy to understand. You don't get hung up in terms or anything like that. There's plenty to learn, but it's a very natural way to do it. My personal favorite site is shareislam.com, where, I still use it as a resource for myself when I'm trying to think of how to explain something to somebody, because it answers many of the most common questions about Islam and also goes into quite a bit of depth. And so it's a wonderful resource for Muslims and also a wonderful resource for people that are just curious about Islam.
Yeah, that you're talking about Share Islam. I can put it up on the screen right now and let people see that this website has actually many of our websites in it. These websites are all independent and very in-depth to explain. Let's take a look at this particular one. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you. Yeah, here we go. And this one, this is What's Islam. And whenever you click on the first one, there's two videos here. And whenever you click on the first one, you get this.
What's Islam? That's a question many people are asking today. And really, Islam is the topic of many discussions. Yet very often, people don't really have the essence of the meaning. Even Muslims themselves are not really sure how to translate it. The word Islam is the only word not translated from the Quran when they bring it to the English language. And there's a reason for that. When we go to the Arabic dictionary, we find that it takes a series of words to represent the concept of what aslama means. Aslama is the verb for the noun Islam.
MashaAllah. Well, sister, I didn't want to turn this into a promotion of the websites, but we do have a lot of websites that people use every day to learn more, share more about Islam. And shareislam.com is one of the easiest ways to do it. The reason we built Share Islam is so that we could put all of these websites together in one place and let them see. And they don't have to go outside of this to find all the information that they need. The idea behind the internet has expanded greatly for the users in general, not just for Islam, but for the users in general, a lot over the last 20-25 years. When we first started with this, people would look at me like, what in the heck are you doing? And I would take I'd take a computer, a laptop computer, into the masjid and set up a microphone and set up the whole thing, and then run a wire over to their phone line, a phone jack, and I would plug it in. I carried 100-foot wire with me to plug into and I would start broadcasting it. We're here in New Jersey. We're here in Indiana. We're here in this particular college or this masjid or so and so. And I would start out in just like a radio DJ. And they would look at it and go, I don't know. And some of the imams would say haram, and they threw us out. But, now there's not an imam in the United States that doesn't want to be able to put the microphone in front of him and start reciting Quran for his students, or Tarawih broadcasting in the month of Ramadan, and we see a lot of that going on right now. MashaAllah. Sister, you brought up a very good subject, though.
Yeah, that's one thing that I found. There's a application on the computer called Discord that allows people to use it as a chat room and also use it as a voice chat. And I found that there are several virtual masjids for people that are scattered all over the country that don't have a masjid in their area. They can go onto this app and join a masjid and, listen to the khutbah on Fridays and things like that from their own home if they don't have one within driving distance.
All right, let's ask Habib. Habib, what's your experience as a Muslim trying to learn stuff and be in touch with Muslims? What's?
Well, even before my conversion, I was in touch with Muslims. And even afterwards, where I was helping people with conversational English, there's two brothers in Pakistan that I've been in contact with for a number of years. But I sort of want to tie the whole thing together in looking at the importance of becoming a Dawah partner, to have all these websites that people are using. And I want to make that connection so people will realize that, becoming a Dawah partner also helps with these too.
Well, while you were speaking, I was putting up a website that says Sheikh Google right on it. It says Islam questions, search for islam.com, and then it comes up sheikhgoogle.com. Now that's Sheikh with no H after it, mashallah. So Sheikh Google. Mashallah. Have you ever used it?
No, I haven't. I think I might start using that. It looks quite interesting, and it probably give me better results.
Well, if you use Sheikh Google, the one thing that you can immediately count on is that everything that we have on it is from the Quran and Sunnah and from Sunni scholars. We don't have input there from non-Muslims and people that are like, I don't want to say that they have a bad intention, but nobody knows other people's intentions, but they talk about Islam, but then they'll say, but, and then they go off and say things that are not actually factual. So this is one of the things that you can do. You can rely on this to provide the kind of answers that new Muslims really need to feel good about what their decision was. So it has, you can come in here and just choose whatever word you would like. And let's do that. Let's let people do that. Anybody would like to call in and say a word, and I'll type it in for you, and let's see what happens. And Sister Kim, you can start out. Tell me a word that you would like for us to, it can be an Arabic word or it can be an English word, either way.
How about Tawheed?
Tawheed, all right, let's do that. Let's see what we get when we type in Tawheed. All right. There we go. Tawheed. Is that all right, or HID?
I always do EED.
All right, let's see what happens. Okay, it comes up. There are many things here because, by the way, this is really from Google, but it only goes through our websites. All right. And it's enhanced by Google. You can see it right here, right? Let me see if I can highlight it. There you go. It says enhanced by Google. Anyway, so there are many results. There's 10 on a page with 10 pages. So that means there's over 100 results. And it says concepts, Tawheed, Shirk, Islam, monotheism, Islam always. Then the next one is FAQ, frequently asked questions on Tawheed, Kitab al-Tawheed by Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, and the Book of Tawheed, and Trinity in Islam, and Tawheed and Shirk, and so on. So Tawheed translates as what? And here it is right there, highlighted for you. It translates as monotheism. Let's click on that particular link and see what we have. Okay, at the very top of it, it says true monotheistic concepts, Tawheed, Shirk, and Islam. And it says the term is derived from 3 consonants root, wahada, which serves as the vehicle for the basic concept of oneness or unity, along with the closely related ideas of singularity, uniqueness, and these root letters are clearly apparent in the numerical adjective wahid, which means one, but means one with no 2 coming after it. It's a very unique way to say Tawheed is wahid, or Qul huwallahu ahad. And so leave the wa off of it and say ahad, and that is the uniqueness of the monotheism. One is a very nice way to say wahid, but ahad has a particular meaning of uniquely one. And let me go down here and show you. This is what we call the Tawheed al-Rububiyyah. This is the unity of lordship, Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah, and that is the unity of worship. And then Tawheed al-Asma wa Safa, and this is the unity of Allah's names and attributes.
We have a phone call.
And here we go. And I'm glad you called back. There we go. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello. Alaikum assalam. I have another question.
Okay, go ahead.
As everyone's converts here, do you still celebrate Christmas with your family? Or you think that's shirk if you celebrate Christmas?
Actually, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that we have two very important celebration days. One of them is Eid al-Adha, which follows the fasting month of Ramadan, and the other one is Eid al-Adha. Eid al-Fitra, which follows the month of Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha, which follows the event of Hajj. Other than that, we're not supposed to celebrate anything. So we can obviously contact our relatives at any time we want to. There's not a problem. But we don't wish them a Merry Christmas, because that implies that we're going along with their idea of shirk. And we don't give them presents on that day, but throughout the year we can give any presents we want. And that's highly appreciated by non-Muslims, because they see, wow, you gave me something and it's not my birthday and it's not Christmas. Why? Are you trying to bribe me or something? And then they get used to that. They see 2 or 3 presents per year or more. Maybe you give them something every month or every day. That's up to you. But on the particular days of birthdays, Christmas, and Thanksgiving, or people don't exchange gifts much on Thanksgiving, but at Valentine's Day, we don't give out the Valentines and things, because, see, back before, these are deeply, deeply rooted holidays that are pagan holidays. Even the day of Christmas was changed. And they didn't really celebrate it for 300 years. But after it was changed in Rome, the Roman Universal Church changed that to be a different day than what it was. So we know for sure it wasn't the 25th of December. It might have been any other day of the year, but for sure that we know that it wasn't that day, because they had to change it to that day. Most likely, some people have thought that it might have been in September, not December, and because of the fruit of the trees, of the dates, etc. But the biggest point is that nobody was celebrating this day of the 25th as a true believer until the Christian was overtaken by the Universal Church of Rome, which was already in business. It was a pagan church. Do you know what the word universal is in the Greek language?
Yeah.
What? What is
universal?
No, I'm saying in Greek.
Oh, in Greek? No. I'm sorry.
Catholic.
Oh, no way.
Yes way. And they had this name even before they overtook a sect of Christianity, and they never changed the name. So it is still the Roman Church, the Roman Universal Church. And that is a fact.
Wow, I never did that.
Yes, and they brought a lot. They brought a lot. We got to go off the air now, but I wanted to end with this. They brought a lot of shirk, worshiping other than Allah, when they came in with their statues, images, and so on. All of that is not a part of the real message of Jesus. These images, and one of the verses of the Bible they threw out right away, and that was the verse in Exodus and another place where the 10 Commandments are mentioned. They got rid of the commandment that said no statues or images. That was not in the Catholic Bible. Oh, no, it was not. Still not.
Have you noticed too? Like some.
I got to run out. We get sister stand by. We're gonna run out here. Everybody, stay tuned. Stay guided with
Guidance TV.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, thank you.
That's right. We're right across the river from Palestine. As a matter of fact, here in Aqaba, the new moon, the Hilal, has been sighted for the month of Shawwal,
when the adhan is called, it doesn't matter where you are. You go and you make your salah, alhamdulillah.
Now, I think this is something that inshallah ta'ala will all be able to benefit from.
Guide Us TV is free.
And that's right, we're right across the river from Palestine, as a matter of.
And just like the pen that doesn't write, well, worthless. Don't be worthless. Get guided with Guide Us TV. Get the free app, guideus.app.
Here are some ways to get Guide Us TV. Via satellite on Galaxy 19 FTA. At this satellite frequency, transponder rate 5, frequency 118.
Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.